guys, I'm Samina and welcome to the Cupcake Confession where I show you how you can learn to make amazing decadent desserts and sweet treats. If this is something that you enjoy, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you do that, also don't forget to ding this little bell button. That way you will be notified every time I post a new recipe. Today I'm showing you how to make these peach coconut cupcakes with a coconut flavored cupcake sponge and peach buttercream frosting. Here is how you make it. The first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 160°C or 320°F. Now we are going to sift all our dry ingredients. So here I have some all-purpose flour, caster sugar, baking powder and corn flour. We are not going to add the baking soda at this stage, it will go on later. I'm going to sift all of these ingredients into a bowl. Use a whisk and combine it together so that all the dry ingredients mix together well. Now once that happens, it's time to add the softened butter. So I'm going to add the butter and then use my electric beaters on low speed to make sure that the butter mixes well with the rest of the dry ingredients. I've used salted butter, but if you're using unsalted, then add a pinch of salt in the dry ingredients. I'm going to add some room temperature milk, and first I'm going to manually mix this until all of the milk mixes well with the dry ingredients and the butter, and then I will increase the speed to medium and beat this for about 1 minute. The reason I do this is because you don't want to immediately start the beaters. That will result in the milk splattering everywhere. Use your spatula, go along the sides and bottom of the bowl to collect all of the stray ingredients along the sides of the bowl, and then again on medium speed with your electric beaters, beat for about 30 seconds. Here I have some apple cider vinegar. Into that I've added some baking soda. This creates a fizzy reaction and that's what lightens up your cupcake batter. So immediately dump this into the batter and beat your cupcake batter on medium speed for about 10 to 20 seconds until it just comes together well. Just make sure that the baking soda has mixed very well with the rest of the batter because you don't want the bitter bits of the baking soda. Now we are going to add some coconut flakes. These are unsweetened and dried. So just add about 1 to 2 tablespoons. Once you do that, you're gently going to fold the coconut flakes into the cupcake batter. You don't want to overwork the batter at this point because you don't want to develop the gluten and make or change the texture of the cupcakes to chewy cupcakes. You want them to be nice, soft, light and airy. So now we are going to fill these in our cupcake tins. So in a 6-hole muffin tray, I've added cupcake liners and then I'm leveling and adding 1 level scoop of the batter using an ice cream scoop. So that's very important to fill it 3/4 of the way through. Now these will go in the oven for about 22 to 25 minutes. A skewer or a knife inserted in the center must emerge clean. Once they are baked, you'll let them cool down to room temperature. While all of that's happening, we'll move on and make our peach boiled milk buttercream frosting. So here I have some full fat milk to which I've added some caster sugar and I've also added some peach puree. So I'm just going to keep mixing this really well until the peach has uniformly mixed with the milk mixture. It's very important to mix this really well and let the sugar dissolve and the peach to combine with the milk. Once that happens, you will turn the heat off now and add the flour, and with the heat turned off, you are going to rigorously whisk the flour into this mix to ensure that no lumps remain in the pudding mix. Very important, the heat is off at this point, and once the floury bits and the lumps have gone, you will turn the heat back on and you will boil this mix for a total of 3 minutes because that's how long it takes for the raw floury taste to disappear and it becomes a smooth homogeneous pudding mix. So you'll keep boiling this for about 3 minutes, and once that's done, you will transfer this into a plate and let it cool down to room temperature. What I like to do is pop it into the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes. It gives it a temperature shock and drastically reduces its temperature, and about 10 to 15 minutes later it comes down to room temperature. Touch the mixture and make sure that it doesn't feel cold or warm to the touch. It should be neutral. Once that happens, here we have our softened salted butter. You could also use unsalted butter if you prefer, and I'm using my electric beaters to just give it a good mix and break the butter apart and smoothen it out. Once that happens, about 30 seconds later, I'm going to add this boiled cooled pudding mix. This is at room temperature. Very important to not leave it warm, as that will melt your frosting. So make sure everything is at room temperature and keep beating this on medium speed for about 30 to 40 seconds until the pudding mixes with the butter mix. Then you add another installment of that pudding mix. Do this 3 to 4 times until all of that pudding mix has been used up. You'll see that the frosting is starting to come together and it looks really thick, light, rich and fluffy, and it's got a delicious peach flavor running through it. Now I've shown a video right in the beginning on how to make the basic boiled milk buttercream frosting, which is up on the screen right now, and all the details are down in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out as well. So once this happens, we are going to color this frosting into 3 different colors of yellow and orange and peachy colors. So now to create that ombre effect, I have a cling wrap, and I've filled these 3 different shades of the buttercream frosting in 3 different piping bags, and I'm going to pipe lines of this one after the other. I've previously shown a video on how to do this technique using for the cupcake video of strawberry milkshake buttercream frosting for my strawberry milkshake cupcakes. So don't forget to check that out. The link is on the screen up here and also down in the description box below. So you just keep repeating these lines of varied colors that we have colored the buttercream with, and finally when you're done with every color that is that you've prepared, you will roll this buttercream over itself, almost kind of like a Swiss roll. And once you've rolled it, you will wrap that leftover piece of cling wrap on the other side. So what you have now is a tube containing these 3 different shades of the buttercream frosting. Twist one end of the cling wrap to seal it shut, and with another end open, just slide that into a piping bag. Here I've used a 1M Wilton nozzle, and I'm just going to slide that open end of the cling wrap into this other huge piping bag, and now we are ready to pipe the cupcakes with the frosting. So these are my cool coconut cupcakes, and over that I'm going to put a generous swirl of my peach buttercream frosting. To increase the peach quotient for these cupcakes, you could also make a hole in the center of the cupcake and fill it with some peach preserve or some peach jam. It just amplifies the peach flavor. I just absolutely love this cupcake because it's so summery, and coconut and peach together is just brilliant. Top this cupcake with a slice of a peach, and here you have these peach and coconut cupcakes. So I'm going to slice into one to show you what it's like on the inside, and this is how soft and fluffy these cupcakes look. I mean, it's just incredibly summery, and I really hope you give these cupcakes a go because you are going to be in love with them. If you have any comments or suggestions, pop them down in the comments below. If this is something that you enjoy and if you want to be notified every time I post a new recipe, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you do that, also don't forget to ring this little bell button. I'll see you again next time. Bye.